This is kind of the view that King Kong had when he was chained to the stage in New York City. Arr. Once upon a time, long, long ago, I was living out west in San Francisco, California. On the night in question, I was helping a group of friends move out of their apartment up on top of the 24th Street Hill in Noe Valley. Now, Noe Valley is one of those quaint little neighborhoods of San Francisco that are all kind of crammed together. It's pushed on both sides by the Mission and the Mission. It's pushed on two sides, and it's shoved up. And it's shoved up against the bottom of Twin Peaks like a boulevard. Well, is it this? I got it. I'm just thinking here. So anyway, it's a typical little type of town. Down in the flat area at the bottom of the hill is the business district. And in the business district is the fire company, the restaurants, the bistros, in those days the discos, all of the kind of things that you need to make life in an urban environment. And as you moved out of town and up the hill on Diamond Street, or one of the parallel streets to it, you went up and up and up through a procession of beautiful Victorian homes that were kind of perched like steps as you went up the side. You went up and up until you got to 24th Street, and then 24th Street leveled off, and that, therefore, was the 24th Street Hill. And there we were, about a dozen of us, carrying boxes, carrying books, credenzas, and mattresses, and all the kinds of things that you move with. We were drinking beer, we were passing joints, and we were just generally enjoying each other's company on a warm summer night. Now, before this story goes any farther, I need to tell you about Sally. Sally was one of the women who was moving out of the house. And although I didn't know Sally that well, everyone loved Sally. She was interesting, she was gregarious, she was peaceful. She was an earth mother. She was a hippie goddess. She had a garden out in the backyard where she grew vegetables. She was kind to small animals and pets. She recycled her plastics and her cans and bottles long before it was fashionable. And she wore Birkenstock sandals with thick green army socks. So it was a surprise to me, and a surprise to everyone, when Sally came walking out the door holding this big bowling ball. And she said, you know, I've had this bowling ball all my life, and I've only used it once or twice. I don't even like bowling. And without another word, Sally sprinted to the corner of Noe and 24th Street, where she rolled that ball down the hill through the yard. That's what I said. So I was impressed. So I went home that night, I went up to my little desk, and I wrote down some notes. I wish this would stop. Some notes, and kind of wrote a little story, because I knew that I'd be 30 or 40 years later, I'd be in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And I'd be telling this story to a large crowd, and I wanted to get my facts straight. So this is what I wrote down, more or less. One night, with nothing much to do at all, Sally rolled a bowling ball down the 24th Street Hill around 11:30, 12. She'd carried around for half her life, from closet to basement to attic to closet to shelf to basement to attic to closet to shelf. But Sally was in the middle of moving right now, and well, she didn't like bowling all that much anyhow. So she sprinted to the corner of Noe and 24th Street, where she skidded to a stop, and she planted her feet. She cut loose a strike. Oh, you should have seen it. She cut loose a strike that rolled down for nearly 4 blocks. Street light. Street light. Street light. It rolled down the 24th Street Hill for nearly 6 blocks, scaring one very old man jaywalking half out of his socks, before careening and caroming off of the oversized tires of Chevy trucks and ping-ponging off of parking meters like pinball at its best. Finally, coming to rest, embedded in the front grille of a 1969 Rambler American, deluxe, 4-door, green. At the top of the hill, half-loaded econovans and trucks with empty trailers started up their engines and raced off into the dark, while the rest of us scattered to the bushes like children. all except for Sally, who stood there with a look of recognition. She'd made a decision. Sally had changed. And then she turned on her heels. I can see it still. And she went back into the house. Yep, to find something bigger. And better to roll down the 24th Street Hill.